Are you great at your job but struggling to get customers through the door and getting frustrated that your competition seems to be doing something that you're not? Let me share with you a formula that generates huge results from day one. Hello and welcome, I'm Ben Fisher, the owner of Tattoo Method Pro and the artist right here at Ink Rush. Many people struggle to get more and more customers in any business, but more so the tattoo industry. And I've seen it more times than I care to think about. People that are amazing at what they do, but then don't seem to be getting the floods of customers that they deserve or the recognition. If that sounds like you in your business, then stay tuned because I'm going to share with you the exact formula I learned and developed to get floods of customers through the door, which transformed my business from just getting by to one of the highest paid tattooists in the world and a business that reached the top few percent. Please be pre-warned, I am straight to the point and blunt. So if you're wanting to listen to a load of fluff and fancy stuff over simple, easy to follow actionable steps, then maybe we're not going to be a good fit. I've tested this formula in multiple industries with equally amazing results. And I can confidently say that no matter what business you're in, if you follow this plan, then you'll see amazing results. You may be an amazing tattooist that isn't doing as well as your competition despite your work being better. You may own a restaurant that does amazing quality food, whose seats are empty despite serving the best food in your area at a reasonable price. You may be a gym owner with the best equipment and great atmosphere, but your competitors have twice as many members, although you've the better gym and are actually cheaper than the others. So why does this happen in business? Well, business, despite what everyone thinks, is not all about the product. I like to use this as an example. Let's say that you're a scientist at home. You sat playing around with your bits and bobs and you pour one thing into another, add a bit of heat and a few pops and crackles, and magically you find a cure for cancer. Now this could be the best and most useful product that anyone could ever have, and I'm sure that you can agree, if this were a real thing, that everyone and the dog would be jumping at the chance to have some from you. The offers that you would have would literally be endless for any quantity at any amount. This is because you have a great product and a high demand for that product. This equally applies to your business right now. If you're a tattooist and are good at your job, there are enough people out there wanting tattoos for you to work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Believe me, I've worked around the clock on plenty of occasions over years. So if that's what you want to use this formula for, then it is achievable, although I wouldn't recommend it as you need a work-life balance. Equally, if you own a restaurant that produces great food, then there are always enough people wanting to eat out that could fill your seats every hour of you being open. Like I say, if you have a good product that people will want, business should be easy. But why isn't that the case? Well, let's imagine back to the scientist that stumbles across the cure, makes loads and stores them in the fridge at home, and then sits and does nothing. 6 months later, fridge would still be full of the cure. A year later, fridge would still be full. Jesus, a lifetime, the fridge would never go down because nobody knows the cure exists. You need people to be aware of the product that you have or service. Even better, you need the right people to be aware of the product. If the scientist tells a room full of people that they've made the cure to cancer to an audience that is fit and well, doesn't know anyone that has the illness, then that wouldn't create the same needs as telling a room of people that either had the illness or someone in the family did, or a loved one or friend. Sorry to use such a story or example, but I'm doing it to really make you understand. It is not that people don't want your product. It's not that your product isn't good enough. It's not enough of the right people know about it. There are 3 main points to think about when growing a business to huge success. Firstly, like I've just explained, we need more customers. At the end of the day, for any business in the world, the customers, or people paying to use the service, are the people that keep the business going. Without them, business fails drastically. Or you end up with the cure sat in the fridge for a lifetime. We don't want that. We want as many people using and buying our services as humanly possible. Next, from a business point of view, we want to be charging enough to make the business profitable. So if we had more customers and learnt how to charge those customers more money, then that would definitely be a step in the right direction, right? The final thing is we want those customers to come back to us. If our business is something that can be repeated, we don't just want to tattoo someone once and then never see them again. We don't just want someone to eat at our restaurant once and then never return. Nor do we want them at our gym for one workout and then never come back. Many people think that this comes down to the quality of the product. Again, that is wrong. Yes, it helps, but it comes down to using the formula that I've created, because every industry is so saturated. Without my formula, what's stopping my customers going to another tattoo shop or to a different restaurant or gym? Let's face it, there are tons of competitors that are equally as good or better in some aspects. So what do we need to do to ensure that whenever someone thinks about getting a tattoo, your name is the first that pops into the head? Your restaurant is the first place to think of, or your gym, or whatever business you're in. The principle is the same. Well, my formula in simple terms is as follows. I go into each area in depth in my business course with exact strategies in place to implement, but I want to share with you the outline in today's video. Firstly, let's look at don't know, or phase 1. These are people that have never heard of you or your product. They want your product, but they don't know that you exist. Well, we need marketing in place to make sure that these people start hearing about you. Even more important than that is we need a way of directly communicating with them. Too many people think that having a load of followers on social media is the key to success. However, it's how to convert those followers into paying customers that is the key. I'd rather have 1,000 followers that all buy my products than 1 million followers that buy nothing. Large amounts of followers can cause some benefits that I cover in my full course, and how to gain them and then how to capitalize on them and use them to your advantage. But having a large following definitely isn't a must to begin with. So the first thing that we need to do is make people aware of your services that have never heard of you. And I cover in my full course a ton of proven ways to achieve this, that again are super easy to follow, and also how to get the contact information so we can actually start building a relationship with those people. Next is phase 2, or people that know you and are actually interested. These are obviously people that now know who you are and are considering the things that you offer. It may be someone wants a tattoo, a nice meal out, or a new gym to go to. Whatever it is, they know you and want your service. So you need to be making ourselves more attractive than as competition. We need to be reaching out and talking with these people. We need to know who they are, where they hang out, what their wants and needs are. Then we need to aim marketing at them while they are nice and warm. Again, I've tested so many different methods of doing this and most failed miserably. However, there is a handful of things or principles that work really, really well. Next is phase 3, they inquire. Now, this is a really important step and something that so many businesses across all industries don't capitalize on at all. You're going to get people that inquire, and then you'll respond and you might gain a customer as easy as that. Your conversion rate from inquiry to customer needs to be recorded and monitored on a weekly or daily basis depending on the industry that you're in. However, what about all the people that get in touch and then don't book or use your services straight away? You need to understand that just because they don't book straight away, that these people aren't interested, because they are. It may have just not been the right time. They may be sat on the fence. They may have other things that they need to buy first. Whatever the reason for them not buying straight away does not mean that they're not a potential customer. You need to have a system in place that keeps in touch with these people until they're ready to purchase. It's almost like holding somebody's hand until they're ready. As soon as you let go of them, then they're going to wander off and someone else will hold their hand. We don't want that. We want them to feel reassured that we're with them until they feel like they're ready to buy. Next is phase 4, to become a customer or use your service. Again, this is really important step. What are we doing to ensure that the customer enjoys the service or experience? Again, a step here is what can we do with the customer to help the previous phases? Can we get them to help remarket, recommend people, etc., or even leave a review? Don't just leave it in the customer's hands. If they're happy with the service that you've provided, then sit and speak to them like you would a friend. Ask them if they're happy. If they are, then tell them that you're looking to reach out to more people and ask them if they mind helping you. Again, there are tons of ways for your customers to help you that have great outcomes and generate a large amount of new interest. Next is stage 5, directly after the sale. This is immediately after purchase, when the customer is piping hot and super happy with either the product or the service. Again, this is when we need to be putting them into our formula. We need to encourage them to use us again. We want to encourage them to spread the word and help us in any way that we can. We could offer them deals, reward packages. The list really does go on. Some things work better than others, but it really is a case of testing different methods and deciding what works best after testing. Again, all these things need to be monitored and tracked. Without data, we don't know what works and what doesn't. Finally is stage 6, remarketing. Again, this may be a week or two after the initial purchase, or it may even be a day after, depending on the industry that you're in. If they was happy with the service or product, then we need to stay current and fresh in their minds. So when they do think that they need us again, we're the first name that pops into the head. Again, just because someone doesn't book in with you instantly doesn't mean that they're not interested. You should keep in touch for months after. They may just not be in the right position to repurchase or rebook in, but in 6 months' time, they may change their mind. And you've been holding the hand that entire time. Let's just quickly go over the steps again. Phase 1, they don't know who you are. Phase 2, they know who you are and they're interested in what you're offering. Phase 3, they inquire, they get in touch about your product or service. Phase 4, they actually become a customer now. You're either tattooing them, they're in your restaurant, or they're coming and doing a workout at your gym, just as examples. Phase 5, directly after sale. What are you doing to your current customers to get them to help you grow? Phase 6, remarketing to old customers. They've already been and used your service. Let's remarket to them, get them all back in. We need systems in place for each phase so we cover all 3 things that are essential to business growth. You need more customers, you need to be earning as much as possible from each sale, and you need repeat custom. When you master the 6 phases, which is just one small part of my online course, you see instant results. All of a sudden, your competition is looking at you thinking, why are they so busy? What are they doing different to us? And the answer is simple. You're following a simple and easy to follow system that builds your business in the background while you focus on doing what you do best. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so you're notified when I upload new content. Also, I would really love the extra subscriber, because I had a bet with my partner who thinks I'll never reach 1 million followers. Well, I think she's wrong, but help me out a bit, or my relationship might be online. Joking to one side, it really does show your support and shows me that people are finding the content useful. That being said, as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you at next one. Cheers.